What's your no good deed goes unpunished story? I helped my neighbor's kid get into college by writing his application essays, only to discover he'd stolen my identity and used my social security number to get student loans. It started when my neighbor asked if I could help her son Brandon with his college applications. The kid was smart but struggled with writing, and his mom was working 2 jobs to support them. I'd just finished my master's degree, so I offered to help edit his essays for free. Brandon was applying to expensive private schools that his family couldn't afford. When I asked about financial aid, his mom said they'd figure it out somehow. I felt bad for them, so I ended up basically writing all his application essays myself to give him the best shot possible. The essays worked. Brandon got accepted to 3 different colleges and even received some merit scholarships. His mom was crying happy tears, and I felt good about helping a deserving kid get opportunities his family couldn't otherwise provide. A few months later, I got a call from a debt collector asking about student loans I'd never taken out. They had my social security number, my address, and my personal information, but the loans were for schools I'd never attended. I thought it was identity theft from some random scammer. Then I got more calls. Credit card companies, loan servicers, collection agencies. Someone had been using my identity to apply for financial aid and credit cards. The amounts were huge, over $60,000 in student loans and credit card debt that I knew nothing about. I filed police reports and started investigating. The trail led back to those college applications I'd helped with. Brandon had access to all my personal information because I'd used my own computer and accounts to help him research schools and scholarships. When I confronted his mother, she broke down and admitted everything. Brandon had convinced her that using my identity was just temporary, and that they'd transfer everything to his name once he got established in college. She thought it was harmless paperwork shuffling, but Brandon had no intention of taking responsibility. He'd used my credit to pay for everything: tuition, housing, meals, even spring break trips with friends. He was living a lifestyle his family could never afford, all on credit cards and loans in my name. The worst part was that when I tried to report the fraud, Brandon claimed I'd given him permission to use my information as payment for helping with his applications. He said we had an agreement that I would co-sign for his loans as a favor. It took 2 years and thousands in legal fees to clear my credit report. Brandon got expelled from college when the financial aid fraud was discovered, but by then he'd already ruined my credit score and left me with bills I couldn't afford. His mother moved away without warning, leaving no forwarding address. The last I heard, Brandon was working at a gas station and still claiming he did nothing wrong. He told people I was just bitter that he'd succeeded where I'd failed. The damage to my credit prevented me from buying a house and getting better jobs for years. I had to live in a tiny apartment and take out high-interest loans just to survive while fighting the fraud charges that Brandon had created. The worst irony is that Brandon ended up with a criminal record for financial fraud, which means he can't get the kind of jobs his college degree was supposed to provide. He destroyed both our futures for nothing. I learned that helping someone write college essays apparently constitutes giving them permission to steal your entire financial identity. Next time someone needs help with college applications, they can hire a professional tutor and leave me out of it completely.